also had another teammate. You got a chance to play with Ohtani, right?
Play with Ohtani. I left.
Oh, you just missed Ohtani.
Okay, yeah, I missed Ohtani. I missed Ohtani by a lot of years.
A lot of years. Okay.
Almost. Yeah.
Okay. Then that was a mistake by my producers to put this up on the board here. I'm gonna fire their ass after the show, man. Answer that question here. Ohtani Mall. Of course, we're gonna.
Yeah. Ohtani's special though.
What's your impression on Ohtani-san?
If he stays healthy, I mean, I feel like he's gonna have to pick one, either pitching or hitting.
Which one you like?
Burned out.
Which one you like to see him do, pitcher or hitting?
Hit, man. I can tell you that. I love to see him hitting. Pitching is cool, but I don't know how long he's gonna be able to throw 100 miles an hour. But he looked like he can run, he can throw, he can play multiple positions if he had to. He can hit for power, for average. I think he hits both sides, right? So
no, he just hit left-handed.
No, it's left-handed. So I wouldn't even think about pitching. I'd let pitching go, and so he can stay healthy and play on the field and play. He might play 15 years because of his athletic ability. But if he pitched, he might play 7 to 10 years, maybe. Because once you go down in velocity, they say, oh, he's losing it. He's not the same anymore. He's not throwing 100 anymore. He's throwing 93, 94. So, and while you, as an athlete, when you're hitting, you can play for a long time. You actually get better when you mature. So if I was him, I would.
How many home runs do you think he'll hit if he plays 150 games?
When I always go to spring training to see those guys. After I leave Minnesota to spring training, I go see those guys because I see my son, Torii Jr., plays with the Angels in the minor league system. And so I go see my son and then go talk to the guys. And I was able to watch him take batting practice. He was hitting the ball further than Mike Trout, left-handed, and Mike Trout was hitting it right-handed, pulling it. So I definitely think that this guy has a lot of power. He might be one of the top 10 players with the most power in Major League Baseball. He'll hit about 400 home runs, 300 home runs.
How many?
300 to 400 home runs if he played consistently.
Wow. Well, I can tell you one thing about Ohtani-san that I was really impressed with. I didn't think he'll catch on as fast as he did. He was pretty much bored over here in Japan as a pitcher too, pitcher for the Nippon Ham Fighters in Hokkaido. But I was really impressed how he made adjustments. Matsui came over when he played in Japan. Matsui came over with when he played here with the Giants. He had his hands pretty much here. But when he went to the States with the Yankees, he moved his hands back so he can catch up with that fastball. He made that little adjustment when he came up with that fastball. And when Ohtani came over, he really had that leg high kick, which a lot of Japanese hitters do. But he managed to keep that leg down, and I don't know if they use the step or the turn or whatever they're using now. And, man, he started catching up with those fastballs. But Matsui really moved his hands from here to back here and started catching that fastball, and he just took off. So, it's all about making adjustments, right?
Yeah, and that's what Matsui did. He started getting his foot down a little earlier and had his hands back and put himself in a good position to be ready for the fastball, and he started killing it. And then Ohtani had the high leg kick. All he did was pick his heel up and then come down, so it was able to keep his swing shorter, more compact and powerful. And you saw he displayed some, when he was healthy, he displayed some power and average with some speed too.
I got a question I need to know from you. I mean, you look at the difference between, you didn't play Japanese baseball, of course, but, what's the difference between when you played and right now? Is that much of a different story, the way the game is played right now in the major leagues?
It's a different mentality, a different philosophy. So I was able to see the analytical age at the end of my career. But a lot of these guys getting this message of, they got to have, you can't strike out. You got to see 6 pitches per at bat. They're thinking about too much. And your launch angle, you got to get more launch angle. So they don't care about strikeouts anymore, which we cared about strikeout, try to battle. Strikeouts happen, but at least battle and don't be happy that you struck out. I think players now don't care about strikeouts, a lot of them, not all of them. And they're swinging for the fence and don't really want to make the adjustment on the shift. So that's a different message that's being sent to the player, and they just going to conform to it. So did the game change? The game's still the same. I think the mindset of the game and how you're approaching it is totally different.
So isn't it?
Torii, it's going to go back to what we
give me your most memorable game with the Twins.
The most memorable game? You know what? My most memorable game is 2002. We were supposed to get contracted because we were, I guess, one of the poorest teams in baseball. They was going to contract us, and they called us the best AAA team in baseball before the season started. So David Ortiz, myself, Doug McCavis, Jock Jones, all of us kind of come together and say, you know what? This is one last hurrah. They letting us play this year, but we're going to go on the mock draft and get dispersed in different teams. So let's just go out with a bang. We played with an attitude, and we won 97 games that year, and we proved everybody wrong. And the message that was out there, hey, don't play the Twins. These guys they're rough. They don't take no mess. You hit them, they're going to hit you back. So when we clinched against the Oakland A's, when they told us that we weren't going to win in the first round of the ALDS, we actually beat those guys. We beat Hudson, Mulder, and Zito. And so when we won that last game in Oakland, just jumping up and down, proving everybody wrong, I thought that was my most memorable time as a Minnesota Twin in 2002.
You had mentioned earlier about your son. He's playing AA, AAA?
He's been AA this year, but, their season might be canceled. So we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, right-hand hitter, left-hand hitter?
He was a wide receiver for Notre Dame. He played.
Yeah, I saw your son. That's right. Your son was a wide receiver for University of Notre Dame. I watched a couple of games there. Yeah, and
he graduated and got drafted by the Angels and said, "I'm going to play baseball." And I'm like, "What?" I knew he played baseball at Notre Dame. He played both sports, but I didn't know if he loved it or not because he was so good in football. I knew he was going to get drafted in football, but he chose baseball. He said. He graduated and he said he want to use his brain and not abuse it. And I'm like, okay, what I'm gonna say about that? It's your life,
Awesome.
So he's playing.
I think he chose the right sport, my man.
Yeah, he chose the right sport. He's playing well. Made All-Star the last 2 years, Defensive Player of the Year last year, and now he just wants to get out on the field, prove himself to get on that 40-man roster.
I want you to give the Japanese fans a comment, something from yourself to the Japanese fans who will be watching this show.
You know what? I've had a lot of great memories playing the great game of baseball, but one that always sticks in my mind was the year that I came to Japan and played in Osaka, Fukuoka, playing against the Yomiuri Giants, Sapporo. I had a chance to play in those cities, and it had a great time. They treated me with love and respect, with open arms. It's something I never forget. So whenever they need me for anything, just give me a call. But you got to pay for my first class ticket to get there.
Oh man, I tell you, what's your favorite Japanese food?
My favorite Japanese food, I eat a lot of sushi, and my favorite sushi would be like the dragon roll.
Oh, the dragon roll.
Yeah.
That ain't no sushi, man. That's American style sushi, man.
Yeah, well, Americanized sushi. Yeah, I don't really, I don't know.
Did you eat some ramen? Did you eat the noodles?
I eat the noodles. The soup. I eat that. But that's what I eat. I eat dragon rolls.
Well, I tell you what. When you come back over here, ain't no dragon rolls over here, okay? We got the real sushi. We got the real sushi in Japan. 本当にもう美味しいよ、美味しい。
Yeah, I want you to take me out to the city.
You got it.
So not a Roppongi. Maybe.
大丈夫。分かったね。OK, Roppongi 聞いたら OK. You got it when you come over here. Okay, let me finish up with you right here. I got five questions I want to ask you here, and you shoot them back with me. 5 quick answers, okay? Fame or money? Money. Okay. Coffee or tea? Coffee. Chocolate, vanilla?
Chocolate.
DH, no DH. You want the DH, homie? Oh, come on, man.
I don't want to see no easy out in the pitcher. Pitchers got their easy outs, man.
Junior said the same thing. He don't want to watch no pitcher hit.
No pitcher hit. It's embarrassing. It's horrible.
Oh, Tony, a little strategy, man.
No, man. I need power on power. I need you not to have a break.
Okay. DH. You like the DH. Okay. Nintendo or PlayStation? PlayStation. Okay. Dog or cat?
Dog. Oh, dog for sure.
Briefs or boxers? Briefs. Okay. That's all I want to get into that. I don't want to get into that no more. Torii, really, my man, he already did the message. You missed it. He want my producer over here wants you to say another message. He don't know you said the message already. Okay, see, I'm gonna fire his ass right after this show. You come say. Anyway, listen. I want to say thank you for coming to the show, my man. I really appreciate it. You coming to the show because he wants you to come to the show. I'm glad we have a connection with Jerry White and the ultimate Andre Dawson connection. So I'm so glad the Japanese people are so glad to see you. Looking forward to you to come to Japan. And I want you to do this with me. Put your face into the TV. There you go. And I want you to say Cromartie TV, Cromartie channel on 2. 1, 2. Cromartie
channel.
Oh, yeah.
Cromartie channel. That's pretty good.
Thank you so much, Torii. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Cromartie. I appreciate it, man.
本当にね、Torii Hunter、大リーグセンターフィールドね、ディフェンスすごいね。日本ね、大好きね。ね、皆様、本当にね、チャンネル登録をね、こちら、チャンネル登録お願いしますね。グッドバトン、OK です。コメント、一緒。じゃあ、皆様、本当にね、Thank you very much for coming to the show today. I'll see you next time here on